Welcome to the episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down the cast of season 2 of The Mole. Folks, we got the big old cast reveal, even though our friend over at Reality TV_fan had already kind of revealed the cast to us. But we finally got the official cast reveal. And of course, I'm going to break down the cast and who I think could potentially be the mole, as well as who I think could potentially win this. This year, season 2 will see 12 strangers working together to complete a series of challenges with the hopes of adding money to the prize pot. However, among them is a player meant to secretly sabotage the group, aka the Mole, whose job is to prevent the group from adding any money to the fund. Throughout the season, all players must keep tabs on the people around them and test their intuition in periodic quizzes about the Mole's identity. Whoever scores the lowest is eliminated. So, The Mole Season 2 is going to release on June 28th with 5 episodes. Batch 2 will include 3 episodes, 6, 7, and 8, with Batch 3, July 12th, episodes 9 and 10, including the finale, and finding out the winner of The Mole Season 2. Who is the host of Mole Season 2? We have a new host of the show. It's going to be NPR's All Things Considered host, Ari Shapiro. He's going to take over the hosting duties for Season 2. But without further ado, let's take a peek at Season 2, the cast of The Mole. And like I said, what we're going to do here is we're going to go through this cast. We're going to talk about their bios. We're going to talk about what they had to say and talk about their reason they're the quote-unquote mole. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. First up, we have this gentleman. Look at this little spunky little fella named Andy. He's 65 and a forensic accountant. Fun fact about Andy: Andy is an avid escape room enthusiast. He successfully completed 93% of more than 600 escape rooms in existence around the world and has played in a total of 11 countries. Holy shit. Like, that is insane. That is an insane amount of number. That's just crazy. Andy, good for you. Wow, that's crazy. He says, I'm not the mole because the most fun part of this game is the missions. I want the missions to be as successful as possible to add money to the pot. What do we think about Andy, guys? I don't know. We'll see about Andy. All right, next up, we got a little hard rocker, got the tattoos. I love the shirt. A big fan of the shirt, actually. Let's see. Deanna, 50. Web sleuth is her occupation. She's claustrophobic and hates olives. Even smelling them make her gag. What a weird fun fact to go from one to the other. I'm not the mole because I'm an absolute terrible liar. This isn't a low-key brag. I wish I was better. I don't know if it has something to do with being autistic, but always assume that I lack the nuance to do it well. Talking about liar. I don't know. Somebody that calls himself a bad liar and brags about not being a bad liar. Maybe they're a good liar trying to hide something. Who knows? We'll find out, right? All right, next up, we have Hannah, 23, a marketing consultant. Look at those vibrant blue eyes there. All right, let's see here. One of the scariest events of Hannah's life was she had to complete a blind landing in a single-engine prop plane. She's a student pilot and has a Doberman puppy named Bane. Now, the first question is this. Bane, is it named after Bane from Batman? If so, you just moved up the rankings of the mole. But I'm not the mole because I'm team money and here to win the whole pot. That's not a very convincing thing, Hannah. Sorry, I'm not very convinced that you're not the mole. All right, Jennifer, 28, program analyst. Jennifer has been to 6 of 7 continents, and her favorite show is The Big Bang Theory. We're going to ding her right there. I don't like The Big Bang Theory. You just moved down my rankings because of The Big Bang Theory. Is not great. I'm not the mole because I'm too competitive and wouldn't be able to throw challenges. I feel like these are pretty generic answers when it comes to saying I'm not the mole. Nothing creative. It's just kind of blank. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm going to throw something and hope it sticks there. Jennifer, we got my eye on you. All right. We've got Melissa. Oh, man, we got a poker player. Melissa plays pinball competitively and played in more than 75 tournaments last year alone. See, this is the type of fun facts that I like. You know what I mean? Pinball player competitively. We've got an escape room enthusiast. You know, this is insane. I'm not the mole because I'm usually wearing my heart on my sleeve, and this game is a marathon, not a sprint. So much more interested in unearthing the truth than hiding it. I don't know. Melissa, you've moved up to number one slot for now as who I think the mole might be. I don't know. Poker player. I mean, hopefully if she reveals that she's a poker player, I think that's going to make her a target right off the back. So if she's not the mole, then I do. Oh God, that moved fast. I do believe that there's an opportunity there for her to maybe, if she's not the mole, play on the idea of mole to get rid of other people. All right, look at this chapping young fella. Michael, he's 30. I love the shirt. You get plus points for the third. Parking manager. Michael plays in a gay flag football league and travels the United States competing in tournaments. Michael, you've become my favorite contestant right off the bat. A gay flag football league. Michael's number one. And I'm not talking about mole. Whoa, man. I talk way too much to be the mole. I don't know. Michael, man, you went from being like a favorite, and you're still my favorite contestant so far, but you went from my favorite to being maybe my number one suspect. I don't know, man. Damn, I love the way he wore that blue shirt, man. Matches his eyes. Love the smile. Love the hair. Got a nice little, got a nice little fresh cut right before the picture. I don't know, man. Michael might be it. All right, Muna. I hope I'm saying that right. 24, software engineer. Muna is spoken word poet, and she circumvented the world on a ship. Holy shit. Look, I'm really struggling with every person I read their bio. I'm just becoming my favorite, but Muna is a spoken word poet. If you watch 21 Jump Street, Cynthia, Jesus died for our Cynthias. Come on, that was like an amazing part of 22 Jump Street. All right. I'm a detective at heart. I'm not the mole because I'm a detective at heart. Man, she got a little deceiving smile. She got a good smile, but that's like a deceiving smile. You know what I mean? All right, moving right along. We've got Niche, 30, marketer. Niche friends call him Lavish, a nickname he earned in high school for all his love of getting massages. I wonder if he's ever had a happy ending. All right, that's a bad joke. Come on, guys. Come on. We're not comedians here. I like he's got this. He's got a vibe about him. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not the mole because lying isn't in my genes. I'm the great grandnephew of Abraham Honest Abe Link. If that's true, first off, that's cool as hell. B, Niche. I don't know, man. Niche. You look like you could be a Fast and the Furious villain, and I'm okay with that because that's my favorite franchise. All right, who do we got here? Like the pink already. We got Ryan. Oh, man, see, the thing about it is can you trust a person that has a name that could be both a boy and a girl's name? I don't know if you can. Volleyball coach, 33. Ryan married her high school sweetheart. They have 4 children. She can also do a 30-inch box jump despite being only 5'2". Impressive as hell. I'm not the mole because I am a team player and want the biggest prize at the end to take home. I mean, who doesn't want the biggest prize? Doesn't the mole want to take the biggest? And we all want the biggest prize to take home. I don't know, man. I tell you what, man, being a parent, 4 children, she can lie. You know what I mean? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Let's be real. Let's think about, look, let's think of a few strikes against Ryan here. Ryan is, one, a mom. So she has 4 children. We lie to our children about so many stupid things in our life. All right. Let's factor 2 here that, what was factor 1? I don't remember. Being a mom is just strike 1. Strike 2, strike 3, Ryan. Ryan, her name being Ryan, having a name that's a man and a woman's name. I automatically feel like they're always lying to you anyway. I'm sorry, but Ryan, you have catapulted into my 4 that I have listed in that the potential of being a mole. All right, this guy right here, Sean, stay-at-home dad, retired undercover cop. Sean loves the 80s and 90s boy band. He split his head open 7 times. Was he a professional wrestler? Because that's what I've done. I've split it up and probably way more than that. But I'm not the mole because I'm here to compete for my family and win cash. I don't have what it takes to sabotage your own people's chances of winning money. Look, come on, man. Like, you better not tell anybody that you are a retired undercover cop. Undercover cop, lying, deceit, all of those things that you do. You sneak around. You go in disguises. Sorry, man. Like, that's just, Sean, you are just automatically going to be public enemy number 1. Speaking of public enemy number 1, Tony, VIP host. Tony has been working out for half of his life. His average daily screen time is 19 hours. Holy shit, brother. Yeah, he looks swell. Man, I love the tattoos. I don't know. Tony, you're probably the mole. Hiding my true intentions for long sounds exhausting. I don't have the mental stamina to keep that up. Yeah, he could be telling the truth. I don't know. He might be the mole, but he might not be. He just looks cool. I just like to hang out with Tony. I love his tattoos, honestly. His tattoos are pretty badass. I'd like to see more of them if he has more of them. I like the little tan line right here. He's got to be wearing, like, it must have been wearing a watch or something. All right. Tony, you're not the mole. Sean, you're definitely not the mole. Man, see, Quaylin. I hope I'm saying that right. Quaylin. All right. 41, bus driver. Quaylin loves tornadoes and wants to chase a tornado one day. Hey, hang out with Glenn Powell. Twister's coming in theaters. I'm sure he's excited to see that because I know I'm excited to see that. I'm not the mole because I'm too honest and I play around too much. That's not a good reason to not be the mole, Quaylin. Is that his? Oh, like I bet you that is that his like his mom or something around his neck. I love that. Hopefully, I'm not saying that wrong. First off, hopefully I'm not butchering your name. Sorry, Quaylin. Two, I love that. I love that he's. I wonder what it is. Quaylin, I need you to get in the comments and tell me what this picture of is. I think I'm probably a mom, maybe a sister, aunt, uncle, or aunt, somebody. I just love that enough. I don't know, man. That to me. Look, I know this is gonna sound probably like wrong, but I'm gonna tell you what. I'm putting him in my list right now, just because I feel like that's such a I don't know. It's such a mole thing to do. Like you're reeled in by that sweet, sincere. I've got a picture of a loved one on a necklace with some wings, and I've got a big smile that's like inviting and warm, and you got a nice look to you. I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, he might be the mole. He might be it. He might be the mole. I'm being serious right now, guys. All right. I have considered this entire list of 12 individuals, and I've narrowed my list down to 5 people who could be the mole. I'm going to narrow it down to 3. Number 1, who I think is going to be the mole. All right, folks, look, season 2 of The Mole is coming June 28th with new episodes dropping each Friday until the finale. So June 28th, July 5th, and July 12th. The Mole season 2 returns. 12 people are walking in. We're going to find out who might be the mole, who's not the mole. But my thing is this. Here it is. Here are the 3 people that I believe are the mole before ever watching the show. All right? 3 people that I think are the mole. So here we go. Number 1, definitely Quaylin. I hope I'm saying that right. Again, this is the reason why I think that he's the mole. I'm telling you. All right, it's a smile, very inviting. Okay, very inviting, very strong posture. But the number 1 reason this man is the mole is the necklace. Okay, it's a distraction because you feel empathy, you feel sympathy towards this man right now. You see the necklace, you see the wings, you see the loved one. You're like, oh, that's so sweet. He's such a good person. And I'm not saying he's not a good person, but I'm also not saying he's not the mole. He's public enemy number 1. My number 1, Quaylin, you are probably the mole. Strong chance he's the mole, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, we're going, you know what? I'm sorry. I can't get over it. I can't get over it, okay? Ryan, you have a name that could be a boy and a girl's name. I've always raised myself and thought of, you can't trust a person. First off, you can't trust a person with 2 first names, and you can't trust a person that has a name that could be for a boy or a girl. And that's just something that I'm going to say, okay? I'm sorry. Also, married, 4 children. You spend a lot of time lying. Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, all of those things. Ryan, you're number 2. Quaylin, Ryan, those are number 1, number 2. Now I've got to battle it out because there's one more that I believe it is. And you know what? I think I had one more up here. I'm giving one more quick glance at this. Okay. One more quick glance. And you know what? I am going to land. Where'd she go? I don't know, man. Michael, you're close. Yep. Melissa, poker player. That's what I'm saying right here. It's too obvious in some aspects, but maybe it's too obvious that you're thinking, oh, poker player, poker face, mole. But then you're like, oh, no, they're not going to make a poker player the mole. But then you're like, oh, well, they're thinking that you're double switch. You know what I mean? The double switch. So I've got the double switch going on, back to the double switch, and I believe that Melissa could be the mole. So here are the three people. I've got Melissa, who could be the mole, okay? We've got Ryan, the mom, that could be the mole. And then, of course, my last option is Quaylin, who I think can be the mole. All right, folks, I want to hear who you think is going to be the mole before you even watch the show. I want to know, before you even watch the show, who do you think could potentially be the mole? This show is going to be awesome. Can't wait for it. Again, June 28th, it's coming to Netflix. You're not going to want to miss it. Join me as we recap it every single week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Love and Reality Podcast. We'll talk to you guys very, very soon.